No internet connection? No problem. Hi, I'm Alex, the architect from Back4App, and this is Talking to the Architect. And many times during the cycle of life of your application, you have to deal with the lack of internet connectivity. But we got you covered in most SDKs as we implement local data store, so you can temporarily save the objects locally in the device, and once the internet connection is back, you can sync up to the cloud once again. The actual resources and syntax will vary depending on the SDK that you're using, so you probably should see the documentation for the specific SDKs that you want to use, but today I'll show you how to achieve that in JavaScript. So here I created a brand new JavaScript project where I instantiated my SDK and then initialized it with my app ID and JavaScript key. And the first step I have to do to deal with offline data store is to enable the SDK to use it. So we will start typing parse.enable local data store, and this is all I have to do, so data store is now available for me. Then I'm going to create a async function where I'm going to write all my code. So async function run. Then I'm going to call this function, so run. And inside here, I will start by creating a new object and saving it to the local data store. So the first step is to create the object the same way I would with a regular object to save in the cloud. So const my object equals new parse.object, and then specifying my class name, so my class. Then I can create the properties for this specific object. So my object.set name Alex, my object.set age 41, my object.set is employee true. And then it's time for us to save it, but I'm not calling the save method because I don't want to save it on the cloud right now. I want to save it in the local data store. And as this is a temporarily saving, we are going to use the pin method instead. This is also an asynchronous call, so I'll wait my object.pin. And this object is now saved to the local data store and I can retrieve it from there. In order to retrieve it, I have to create a query just the way I will do for a cloud-based object. So let's start by typing const query equals new parse dot query, and then specifying the class that I want to query on, in this case my class. I won't be using any query parameters. I want to retrieve all the objects, so I have to tell the query that it should execute on the local data store instead of the cloud. We do that by typing query dot from local data store, and then the framework will understand it should check the local data store instead of the cloud for looking for that object. Then I'm going to create a result, so let result equals await, because this is once again an asynchronous call, even it's local. Query dot first, so I will retrieve the first object that matches my query, and then we can print out the result. So console.log. I'm going to JSON stringify the result so we can see the whole object and result. If I save this and run node index.js, you can see the whole object with name Alex, age 41, is employee equals true, and the local ID is not the object ID that we could expect from a cloud-based object, is now this one here. I can create objects like this, and once the internet connection is back, I can retrieve it with a query from the local data store and persist it on the cloud using the regular save method. So if this information was useful to you, please click the like button and consider subscribing to the channel so you can help us grow. Also, share this link with a friend and they can learn something too. If you're already subscribed, thank you for that. And if you have any questions, suggestions, or any implementation that you would like to see, please leave it on the comment section down below. We always answer all the questions. And don't miss out on our crypto gaming webinar. It's totally for free, and there is a link in the description for you to join. I'm sure we will learn a lot together, so be sure to be there. So I hope this content was useful to you and hope to see you back. See you soon. Bye bye.